Yo, 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ MV.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Hump Day.
Yes, it's Wednesday, Hump Day, middle of the week.
Yes, good morning, man. It's so funny. I'm finishing up my second book, which is Shook One: Anxiety Playing Tricks on Me. It'll be out October 23rd.
It's not done yet?
It was putting my final edits on it, but now I'm adding stuff to it.
Some more anxiety.
Exactly. Writing a book about anxiety, about therapy, about trauma, PTSD, and I'm getting more anxious as it comes to closing the book. Because books are final. You know what I'm saying? Like, once it's out there, it's out there.
Absolutely.
It's no taking back. It's no redos. That's it. So, yes. I'm getting more anxiety as I'm finishing up writing a book about anxiety.
Okay. Well, again, shout out to Cash App. If you haven't heard, I lost some money yesterday. And Cash
you
App
gave
got
some
it back.
money away. You didn't lose it.
I accidentally gave somebody money to the wrong person. And I was able to get that money back from Cash App. Now,
Nobody cares.
The guy actually did spend $1,500 of it.
As he should. Today is the first of the month, sir.
I don't know why he only spent $1,500.
That's probably all he could get out at the
Give him
time.
a moment. You got rent, you got mortgage, you got bills. It's the first now.
But you get that blessing, you got to take it out the account immediately.
Yeah, but the only bad thing about it is now I'm gonna get that money back. So now anything that he bought with that $1,500, he's on his own because I'm getting it all back.
That's messed up. I don't know how that's gonna affect your karma. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Nah, I'm pretty good. My
What if he had to
good.
pay for surgery for an infant?
Wow, for real? Medical bills, doctor bills, for real? You don't know what that young person was going through?
What about if he just
First of
wanted
all,
to go to
we
the club
don't
and buy
even
some
know
bottles?
if they're young, by the
What if he just wanted to go to the club and buy some bottles?
Not this time of
It
year.
wasn't
Not
even
this-
nighttime.
Not this time of year.
I mean, we don't know what he's doing.
Today's
Not this
the
time of
first.
year.
Today's the first.
We don't know what he's doing.
Nobody does stuff like that on the 31st. If you get a blessing like that and you run to the club on the 31st and then the day is the first, no.
But
no.
he had a blessing.
Your priorities all messed up.
He had a blessing. I got that back.
Wow.
Anyway,
Wow.
Leo Cohen will be joining
I
us.
hope God don't feel like that when you pray.
I pray every day, twice a day actually.
God,
In the morning
send your
before I
prayers
leave
right to the
now.
spam folder.
Matter of fact, I'm praying right now.
He did pray, but it's in my spam folder.
Nah.
I'll check it later.
Well, Leo Cohen will be joining us. If you don't know who Leo Cohen is, he's the creator of 300. That's the label that started the careers of Fetty Wap, Migos, and Young Thug. He's also the head of marketing. What is it? The head of YouTube?
Something at
Global
YouTube.
head of marketing.
But I mean, even bigger than that.
Global head of music, sorry.
He was one of the most instrumental people at Def Jam back in the day. Like, Leo Cohen has a very storied history.
That's right. Ran Def Jam for years. So
300 would be like
He's had decades in this music business. He started off as like the road manager for Run DMC.
yeah, 300 is like a blip on the radar.
yeah, we'll talk to him
Leo
about all
Cohen's
that
life.
when he joins us this morning. And we got some front page news. What we talking about, you?
Man, let's talk about a plane crash. This was a tragedy, but there is a blessing in this.
All right.
I'll tell you what it is.
We'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast
Good
Club.
morning. What's happening? It's rainy and disgusting on the East Coast.
Now let's get in some front page news. Now let's talk about this plane crash you were talking about, Yee.
Yes, there was a plane crash in Mexico. The plane was en route from Durango, Mexico to Mexico City, and there were 103 people on that plane. But fortunately, no one died from that plane crash.
Really? How high up was it?
They were about to land, so it said a strong wind gust brought down the plane.
What airline was that?
It was Aeromexico. Yeah, so fortunately, nobody died. The plane lost both of its engines.
Both?
Yes. The left wing initially touched the ground. The plane lost both of its engines, and then it skidded off the runway until it stopped about 300 meters away.
Oh, so nothing to not have anxiety about, because it's not like it was way up in the air and then the engine gave out and then it crashed and everybody.
Yes, for you guys that are eating any type of salads or wraps from Kroger, Trader Joe's, or Walgreens, don't do it right now. They've been warning you not to purchase any of that because of possible parasite contamination. Now, this parasite is called Cyclosporus. What is I forget it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
Something
but just
nasty.
know, yeah, something nasty. And they're saying this illness is a Cyclospora parasite. And you can actually get explosive diarrhea, not just regular.
Explosive diarrhea.
That's my favorite kind.
And they said you could have symptoms for a few months, and then you could feel better, but it might get worse again. And you can treat it with antibiotics. You can have headache, fever, loss of appetite, stomach cramps, pain, all those things. So if you have any of those symptoms and you've been to Kroger, Trader Joe's, or Walgreens, beware.
I'm stuck on explosive diarrhea because I need to know the difference between regular diarrhea and explosive diarrhea.
But some trickles out like, comes out like a faucet, and some is just like a
faucet.
Bomb, like,
that sounds explosive.
I'm assuming explosive diarrhea is the kind you can't hold. Like if I was sitting here and I had to go, like I would have to run out, or it'd be like a real bad situation.
I think explosive. Imagine like a bomb drops out of your butt and splashes everywhere.
I love it. Nothing like emptying your butt.
That's an explosion.
No, the one that's just all over the toilet seat. That's explosive.
No,
Whoa,
I've never done that on the toilet seat. I'm a grown ass man.
That's crazy.
I've been potty trained since at least the age of 3.
All right,
Did
now
you say potty trained?
Listen to this. In North Carolina, a man has to pay $8.8 million. You know why?
Why?
Because he cheated with someone else's wife. And in North Carolina, you can actually sue for adultery. So you can sue a person.
Wow.
Yes, it's called alienation of affection. And in North Carolina, this one man actually has to pay up. He was seeing another man's wife for 16 months.
So he has to pay another man $8.8 million? Mm-hmm. Wow. Really?
Yes, he does.
I hope that was worth it. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
$8.8 million.
Is punishment. So
punishment. Jeez.
Being penalized.
So in North Carolina, it literally pays to be faithful. Like for real.
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
absolutely.
I don't know if it pays, but it can cost you to.
No, but it pays to be faithful, because if you're cheating with another man's wife, then you got to pay you got to pay her husband now. So it's better for you to be
do the right thing,
committed to
basically.
who you with. Yeah.
He said, "My marriage is murdered. It was destroyed." Part of it was his wife also worked for his company, so he also lost an employee.
Wow.
All right. Well, get it off your chest. That's front page news. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. Maybe you had a bad night and you just need to vent a little bit.
I'm mad right now because I'm trying to figure out why the woman don't have to pay some of that money in North Carolina. It shouldn't just be all on the man. Like if I sleep with another man's wife, shouldn't that wife have to kick in some bread to the husband too, the ex-husband?
Well, maybe the man is suing the other man.
Still, you should have to sue both. It takes 2 to cheat.
Maybe he still loves his wife. You know what's crazy about it? It was all kinds of things, like he would give his wife a spa day, and guess who else was at that spa date?
Dude.
Wow.
The side dude.
Wow.
All right.
He got her a trip for her birthday. Guess who got a hotel room right down the block?
Wow. I hope she get explosive diarrhea.
Side dude.
Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. You need to vent, or if you feel blessed, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
Say it with your chest.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
So you better have the same energy.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, iPhone Sim, Envy, what up?
iPhone Sim.
What's up, iPhone Sim?
We ain't hear from you in a minute. What's poppin', brother?
Hey, yo, bro, but that Cash App thing, right? That happened to me before when my girl gave me $5,000 to bail out my brother. So all you gotta do is call the bank.
It's over now.
Now, when she did it with me, I wound up paying her back the money, and she got the money back from the bank. But if the guy took the money out, he'd be straight. It won't even mess up his bank account. It only up his Cash App. So he can make a new Cash App and he'll be good. $5,000 up. And so you'll be good, he'll be good, everybody be good.
Okay.
You heard?
You always beating the system, iPhone.
Oh no, I'm not, man. Get out of here, bye.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, who's this?
Snapped on you. That's crazy.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Brendan from Bell Fountain, Ohio.
Brendan, what's up, man?
Oh, I thought you said Brenda.
Hey, Brendan.
Get it off
I
your
got
chest.
something I need to get off my chest real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
Hey, man, I'm mad that I wasn't the one that got DJ Envy's money.
Oh, all right. Well, we're sorry. Maybe he'll send you again.
I'm surprised that person hasn't raised their hand to let us know who
Are
he or
you
she
kidding me?
is.
That person spent $1,500 of it. They're sliding under the radar.
Yeah, but they at least need to call up here and let us know how foul Envy is for taking the money back.
Well, Brendan, sorry you didn't get that money, bro. Next time, work. Peace.
Wow.
Next time I accidentally send you $5,000.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, this is Jay from Naptown.
Jay, what's up? Get it off your chest.
What's up, Charlamagne? What's up, Yee?
Hey.
What's up, brother? How you?
And you, Envy. Man, come on, dog. You keep saying he might have been going to buy bottles, blah, blah, blah. You don't know he could have been a single mother. She's trying to get some clothes for the kids and school supplies. You could have helped her out, man.
He trying to forget about all of that. He don't want to believe that it's somebody who really need it.
You don't listen. That's what they said. I said we don't know who it is. It could have been anybody. It could have been somebody buying bottles. It could have been who knows.
That's what
Envy,
he
you're
just said
being
to you,
very
Envy.
aggressive.
He just said that to you. So.
I just got my money back.
You're being very aggressive.
Isn't he being aggressive?
Beige rage.
I'm actually not that mad because I got my money back.
He's aggressive.
I'm actually happy.
You lost $1,500 though, but at least, hey, whoever.
Oh no, they sent it all back. I don't know if you heard.
They sent it all back.
They sent it all back.
Okay. But you still could have left them have it. You like you said yesterday. You could have got it tenfold.
So you know what you do? You should donate some money to just a random person on Cash App.
Stop being so angry.
I have done it, and I've been.
You ain't never donated no random money on
You
Cash
lying.
App. Stop it now. God damn, people will do anything to win an argument. They'll say any goddamn thing. And you know good or you ain't never donate no random money to nobody on Cash App.
Somebody on Cash App. Anyway, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need the vent, hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You on the Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Shut up, Envy. You took the money back. You took the $1,500 back, because that was me. You accidentally sent it to me, man.
It wasn't you.
I promise.
What's your Cash App name?
Well, I'm going to tell you so you can tell the...
I already know your Cash App name, you ass.
It's the cheese, y'all. But, hey, Irvington in the building. Body Count Records in the building.
Oh, shut up, man. Yo,
Will Johnson 950 in the building. Charlamagne, you bleach your skin. I'm out.
Body Count Records.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, Envy. Hey, Charlamagne.
Hey, Salem. What's up? Get it off your chest.
Okay, a couple things I wanted to talk about. My aunt and my mom are tripping because they wanted me to marry my aunt's second cousin by marriage for $20,000, which couldn't even happen anyway because I think she just wanted him to get a citizen's paper, which is not going to happen.
So wait a minute. Your family member wanted you to marry another family member to get the citizenship?
By blood. They're not by blood. They're not by blood.
They was going to give you $20,000?
I'm not supposed to beg it for one. I'm not even a citizen for one. That couldn't even work out. But but can I just talk about something real quick? How I'm kind of mad about some of this?
Sure.
Well, Charlamagne, first and foremost, thank you for shouting me out Friday in my country. Hey, thank you.
Eritrea.
Eritrea. You backdoor anyway. She got it right. So I appreciate you for saying that.
Got you.
But love you for that. And Envy, you know you was out of line this past weekend.
What'd he do?
I don't know if y'all seen his video on Instagram. Your live podcast looked lit as I'm sorry, can't cuss. Lit as hell, by the way. But I guess you were DJing this past weekend, and you were playing that song, that Making My Way Downtown song, and you had the white girls twerking to that song?
Hey.
Out of line.
I had the black girls come on stage. I played some reggae. I had the Spanish girls come up stage, and I played some reggaeton. And then the white girls, I played Vanessa Carlton.
And can we talk about one last thing before I get off the song?
Yes, Eritrea.
You're so funny. So, I don't know if y'all seen anything that's been circulating the internet lately. This all goes back to what you guys say about how the kids these generations always record instead of calling the police.
Yes.
There's what do you call it? There's this little bald-headed Quita online on Facebook going live. And she was over there just recording herself on live while her best friend upstairs, quote unquote, her best friend, was getting raped.
Yeah, that was
video.
Sounded so crazy, and her friend was screaming in the background, "Get off of me! Get off of me!"
I didn't see that.
And then the police came.
She was laughing. Oh, the police! I didn't see none of that.
Yeah,
she was laughing. She came all over the internet. It was disgusting, wasn't it?
It was awful.
We got to start doing a better job too, though. We can't just be looking at them and saying they not calling nobody. Right. Shouldn't we be finding out what cities these people in and calling 911?
The police showed up.
Oh, the police showed up.
Yeah, and I didn't see it till after. I wasn't watching it live. I just saw the websites posting it after.
Jesus Christ!
And get your girl Monique too. She needs to get donkeys a day either twice this year or something. She's tripping, but she needs to get her black card revoked.
Leonard.
Eritrea. I love what's the place called? Eritrea. Eritrea. Nipsey Hussle's from Eritrea. Tiffany Haddish from Eritrea.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is JR calling from Charlotte by way of St. Louis.
Queen City, 704. What's happening?
Get it off your chest, JR.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Hey, I just want to express my love and appreciation for my wife. We just moved here to Charlotte from St. Louis, Missouri 2 months ago. We've been working like crazy. We did it on our own. We have no family here, and we just been trying to grind it out. I just want the world to know how much I want her to know how much I really appreciate her. And we actually did this. We set a goal and we achieved it. Now we're just working hard to achieve our dream.
That's real, man. Charlotte is a beautiful city.
Congrats.
I love Charlotte. I could retire in Charlotte.
Definitely. It's definitely safer than back home. I tell you that much.
Well, thank you for checking in, bro.
I appreciate y'all. God bless.
All righty. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. We got rumors on the way, Yee?
Yes, we are going to talk about the world's highest paid DJ, find out who's number one on that list. Also, the So Def 25th anniversary tour. We have some details, and we'll tell you who plans to not join because they don't want to mess up the whole tour.
All right. We'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
She's spilling the tea. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
So Jermaine Dupri is doing a multi-city anniversary concert tour for So Def, 25 years. That tour is going to kick off October 14th in DC and end in LA on November 2nd. And he just is talking about a black-owned company that put out multiple artists and enough artists to do our own tour. We are blessed. Basically, the tour will feature himself, Escape, Da Brat, Jagged Edge, Bow Wow, Anthony Hamilton, Bone Crusher, Young Bloods, Them Franchise Boys, and Jay Quan.
That's not a bad little lineup right there.
Shad Moss, though, took to Instagram to say that he is not going on the tour. He said, taking a break. So Def Tour is going to be wonderful without me. I'm a F up, so I don't want to be the reason something goes wrong. So I'm going to stay at home, get my mind right.
Bow Wow don't got nothing else to do. Shad Moss may be busy, but Bow Wow dance.
I didn't say he was busy. He said he doesn't want to F up the tour.
He'll go on that tour. I'm sure him and JD are probably beefing right now with something. He'll go on that tour.
You know what
I think
it is right now?
No, he was going through a lot on social media. Remember, he was giving his money away, saying it was evil, and then he went and said, y'all make life so hard on an N-word. Get off my D.
That's what I'm saying. Bow Wow's a little depressed right now, so he wanted to get on Instagram, tell everybody he's not going to the show. So everybody says, no, Bow Wow, we want to see you. We're not coming if you don't show up, because he wanted to feel that love.
I do feel like he really going through some things.
Send Shad Moss some love, man. At Shad Moss right now on Instagram. Tell him you love him. Put some puppy paws. Don't they got the paw print on the
They
emoji?
do, but I'm sure him and JD are beefing. I'm sure they'll work that out and they'll be right on the road with each other.
All right, well, hopefully Bow Wow is feeling okay. All right, French Montana. There was a home invasion. At least 2 armed robbers went into his house, and this happened early on Tuesday. Cops were on the scene as well. They said it was French Montana at the house, and an unknown number of people were there at the time as well. He lives in a gated community. He actually bought the house from Selena Gomez.
That sucks.
Yes, that's a really scary thing to happen. Like, is it hard to stay in a house after that happens to you?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
That's your
Traumatic.
crib. You've been violated. And I'm trying to figure out why ain't no pistols in the house. Not one person got a gun?
Well, we don't know exactly what happened in that house or afterward, if anybody was injured. Nobody had to go to the hospital, so we know that much.
And by the way, home invasions is one of the main reasons that I believe in your right to bear arms.
Absolutely.
I don't care what nobody say. That's what a gun is for, in those moments.
And French need a couple of dogs, man.
All right, now the world's highest paid DJ. Who is that?
Khaled.
Who made 4? He's not even on this list of top 15.
Some white guy who plays music too fast, and you can't understand it unless you high off.
Well, I actually like him because he has some great songs too.
Calvin Harris?
Yes.
Of course.
$48 million.
And can't probably scratch a lick.
Congrats to him.
Now, how you don't know what he DJs
just
like?
hating.
Why would you
Charlamagne
just
just
say
hating.
that?
You think he can scratch?
Calvin Harris, he get busy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just why
He
you
better
say-
than you?
I don't say nobody better than me.
Oh, okay.
He's dope though.
He is dope.
Yeah, he is.
He gets busy.
Still
All
ain't
right,
never
so
heard
he
him
made
scratch.
$48 million according to the Forbes list. Other people that made it onto this list, the Chainsmokers were number 2, right behind them. Tiesto, Steve Aoki, Marshmello, Zed, Diplo, David Guetta, Cascade. DJ Snake made the list, and so did Afrojack.
I'm happy for all of those people that have found a way to make money, but I feel I'm just like, yo, why no black people on that list? Especially when it comes to DJing. Like,
Especially,
what are black
always say that.
DJs doing wrong?
And a lot of those DJs are playing our music. They're playing
That's what
our
I'm
culture.
saying. I'm
but
trying to figure out what are black DJs doing wrong that they can't.
It's not
get
what
that
a black
kind of money.
DJ's doing. It's the amount of support that other genres get. You know, EDM can come out there and get 10,000 people out there and there's no problems. We get 600 people out there as a shooting or something like that. You know, they don't give us the venues. They don't give us the spaces.
But
Yeah, especially think about Vegas, right? When you go to Vegas, there's no real venues for it. I think there's one.
Yeah, but I don't think,
that
you think they make all that money
They
off
make
just
a
shows?
lot of money.
Yes.
Well, actually,
You
a
don't
lot
think
of that
it's
money,
sponsorships?
a lot of money for
Both.
Calvin Harris comes from he gets 6 figures every time he plays in Vegas.
Yeah,
and he
they-
plays there all the time.
They get 100,000 a show, 150,000 a show. You know what I mean? So they get that money. They rack it up. They do
and then
3
he's
nights
in
a week.
Croatia. He's in Japan. You know, and also doing singles. You know, that's important too. He has some big singles. All right, well,
Oh,
I'm
God
Angela
bless those
Yee,
white
and
people.
that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Now, when we come back, Leo Cohen will be joining us.
Okay.
We'll kick it with
Speaking
Leo
of
Cohen.
White people that profit off hip hop.
Absolutely. We'll talk to him when we come back. If you don't know, he's the creator, the owner of 300, which is the label that started careers of Migos, Young Thug, and Fetty Wap. He also is, what does he do for YouTube, Yee?
He's like, I think he's the global head of music.
Global head of music of YouTube, and he was running Def Jam for years. He was managing Run DMC. We'll talk to him about all that. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. V. Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, as soon as he sat down, he said, I hope y'all are more prepared for me than y'all were for Tekashi 6ix9ine.
And I think we know a little bit about this guy right
Yeah,
here.
he's been around a
Leo
while.
Cohen.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here. I feel honored and
and privileged to be here with you guys.
Well, it's happy to have you. You're YouTube's global head of music now.
I didn't sleep last night. Did you know that?
Why? Anxiety?
A lot of anxiety. I don't ever remember doing a radio interview. This is really strange. I'm usually sitting at the, watching my artists talk, but this is a different thing. So last night I was trying to figure out what in the world do they want to talk about with me. So
everything. Let's go history.
I was confused. I was really confused. So I was waking up in the middle of the night, just like, trying to figure out what was the best interviews that I saw. Who gave the best interviews? And my mind went blank.
None of ours came to mind? None? No.
Chuck D always comes to mind.
Oh, we never interviewed Chuck D. I like Chuck D.
Okay, Chuck D always comes to mind. So go ahead. What do you want to ask?
Let's start from the beginning. How did Leo Cohen get into hip-hop?
Well, unbeknownst to many of you, including yourselves.
Not true, I know.
The first all-rap station was not in New York City. It was 1580 K-Day in Los Angeles.
LA. Yep.
Really? Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there was a DJ clique called Uncle Jam's Army. And Uncle Jam's Army used to take out the sports arena downtown, and they had no talent. They just had breakbeats. Mm-hmm. And it was just at the end of disco and kind of Lakeside, Barcades. You don't even know who they are. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. The Gap Band.
I have all those records at home because my parents have a lot of vinyl.
Okay, so that was that scene right there.
Right.
And I was just driving around Los Angeles and I would see these gigantic posters. Uncle Jam's Army, Pacific Arena, and the date. So I just said, I have no idea what this is, so I'm going to go find it. Mm-hmm. And I went and I walked in and there was an arena full of people enjoying the breakbeat. And it was fascinating to me.
How did you know you wanted to be an executive and not an artist, though?
I had no interest in being an executive or an artist. Understand, when I came in 1983, and my first job was to take Run DMC to Europe. And literally my first job. I didn't even get to stay one night in New York because they couldn't find their road manager. He was on a binge. And I was the only one with a passport. So that's how I started being a road manager. So I was just making it up. I had no experience. I had no understanding. I had no money. I had nothing.
Oh, how did you know Russell Simmons, or how did you just become Run DMC's man?
So I was a financial analyst. I was making $14,000 a year. Mm-hmm. I worked for the National Bank of Israel. My mom found me the gig. And my friends were throwing parties, and they were having the best times. They had the best girls, the best drugs, everything. And I was just like, my mom got me the job. I just have a degree in international finance and marketing. Mm-hmm. I better stick this thing out. But I was doing really nothing. It was horrible. I'm dying. And my friends were encouraging me to throw a party. And I said, I don't want to just throw any type of party. I want to throw something interesting. And they said, well, tell me what interesting is. And there was a bunch of unsigned Hollywood bands at the time. So I threw a show with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Fishbone, Social Distortion, the Circle Jerks, starring Run DMC. I borrowed $700 from my mom. I made 36 G's that night. Okay?
You got all those orders for $700 back then?
Well, I was short $700. It was nothing. They were all unsigned.
Right.
And I put it together. It was a very unique moment in a lot of people's lives, including myself. And, only problem I had that night was Joey came off the stage before he performed. I said, I'm not sure what you're doing, but there's a whole audience out there waiting for you. And he says, man, they're not waiting for me. You didn't see what just happened? I said, what happened? And he said, those little white kids came on stage and they wanted to attack me. Then I realized this was stage diving. Mm-hmm. They were all coming on stage and dancing with him and then throwing themselves up, jumping off. And I said, that's what they're doing. They're having
a great time.
They're having a great time. It's a sign of affection. And he looked at me and he said, I don't know why I trust you, but I'll go out there And the rest of the night, he was flinging little white kids off the stage. Came off stage and said, "I like you, man." And that's how it happened. They invited me. They told Russell about me. By the way, my friend, who is running Columbia University's TV station,
the radio
let us
YouTube
rehearse
channel.
the Beastie Boys, LL, Run DMC. We were broke back then. We had no money for rehearsal halls. And he said, take the Columbia University TV station. Little did I know he was filming it. I have 17 hours of 1983 rehearsals, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Run DMC. Now, I know a lot of people don't know. When they see that footage, they're going to know who said, whose house?
Run's house.
Moi.
You
okay?
Made that?
You get it?
Yeah.
Wow.
How did that come about?
We were rehearsing. And I said, he came up sheepishly and said, this is the blah, blah, blah. And I had to check Joey and say, this is your house. And we rehearsed it. It's all there. One day it'll come out.
On YouTube.
How do you find...
That's right. Thank you. YouTube. On YouTube.
All right, now we're talking to Lyor Cohen, founder of 300, who signed Migos, Fetty Wap, T Grizzly, and more. Charlamagne?
I always wonder about that. Like, how did y'all find that crop of artists so early? Of course, we know Run DMC, but the Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, because you kind of setting yourself up for a win with those guys.
It was genius. It was all Rick Rubin. He was a mastermind, genius. One of the problems out here is that people are winning in many ways too easily. And part of the artist development, there's people development. Like people development, man, you have to hit your head and get back up and recognize what just happened. So these kids, I think they have it kind of slippery and kind of easy. And I think that there's things that we lost in the last decade is artist development.
Yeah.
But we also lost mentorship.
You know what I think happens too? What I noticed as far as what you said about developing artists and mentoring people, somebody goes viral, right? They can do one song, they go viral, and then the labels are offering millions of dollars for somebody that has
one record.
Hip hop is not just, something to piss your parents off, because your parents are listening to it too. It's a problem. And then you get this like day trading of rappers. It's the worst thing that could happen for our culture. All those labels that are day trading should be embarrassed and ashamed of themselves, because they are going to be the reason why things come to an end. I believe that.
Artists like that shouldn't even sign deals, though. Like, I wouldn't invest in artists like that until they show me that they're going to be around for a while.
But then it's hard because they get nervous that somebody else is going to sign them and that they'll miss out. So next thing you know, it's a bidding war.
Listen, I never signed an act because I was afraid of losing them. I only signed an act because I wanted them on my label. When one act says to me, oh, another label's interested in me, I said, go ahead with yourself. I'm not interested in you anymore.
How do you think
I heard that happened with Drake with you. I heard you all but had Drake in the bag, and then
Drake. The truth is, Drake shook my hand.
And this would have been at Def Jam or 300?
Def Jam, son.
Before 300.
And then I heard that
you see?
I heard he shook your hand. It was a done deal, and then you found out he wasn't signing at an award show. Everybody had on the Cash Money shirts or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He didn't stop the party.
Did he at least tell you why?
I really don't spend time backwards. Okay? It's like I keep moving.
All right, we got more with Lyor Cohen. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Charlamagne?
Let's talk about a former actor of yours,
yes,
Kanye
sir.
West.
Amazing.
When he put the picture out with the MAGA hat on.
I didn't put that picture
I
out.
said he put it out.
Yeah,
He
I
was
had
in
no
it.
idea. I had no idea
You didn't see the hat?
Didn't see the hat.
Come on, Lyor.
I didn't see the hat. I was so mesmerized. Kanye is a beautiful host. We walked into his gorgeous place where he does the clothing,
sneakers,
and the sneakers.
Dope facility.
And it was, I was bringing my colleagues from San Francisco. So
and nobody noticed the black guy in the MAGA hat?
I was yo, bro, you gonna cut me off or what? So I'm here having an incredible time being with him, and he was obviously interested. You know, when Kanye's interested in having you, you know, you feel like you're in that moment. Mm-hmm. And then he goes, "You want to hear some music?" So we went in, listened to music. So no, I didn't look at his hat at all. I didn't see his hat. I was fully immersed in the experience. So, no. The answer is no. Long way of saying no. Well, what's the point?
After the picture came out and you saw the hat, did you have any thoughts?
This is the crazy stuff. I had to run to the airport, so I had to go. And I ran to the airport as I'm running like an Avis commercial through the airport. Everybody's saying, "Yo, what's up with the hat? What's up with the..." And I didn't know what they're talking about, because I'm trying to make the flight. I finally get to the gate, and I came with a few minutes to spare. My phone's blowing up. Everybody's blowing my shit up like, "Bro, what's going on?" And that's when I realized what happened. It was so fascinating to see. We're talking more than 40 people. So imagine I'm in Calabasas, snap, get in the car, 35 minutes, I'm running through the airport, over 40 people shouting at me through the airport.
Wow.
Leo, let me ask you this. If an artist is talented, right, but you don't agree with their personal views, does that matter, or is it all about talent?
No, it's all about talent. I respect their personal views, but I can never be silent. I've never been silent. And that's why I've touched more rap music than everybody combined. Never had a security guard, okay? Because, one, I tell bad news faster than good news. Mm-hmm. And I tell people when they ask me exactly how I feel. Like, you can't be a rapper and have a cup in front of me. I tell you, that's liquid heroin. You're junkie. You're junkie. Any rapper, come right now, they come with a thing, I have to tell them, because to me, I don't want to be, I feel my silence would be complicit.
With all the artists that you work with?
I think that's real, though.
It doesn't matter if I work with them or not. Mm-hmm. If they got a cup, I'm going to tell them they're a junkie and they're hooked on liquid heroin.
That's real.
If you just tuned in, we have Leo Cohen in the building, the global head of music at YouTube, also the founder of 300, the label that signed Migos, Fetty Wap, and more. Yee.
Would it concern you enough to not work with someone if they were, say, they were in the middle of negotiating with you? Would
yes,
that
go
make
ahead.
You say, okay, I don't know that I can do this deal?
What?
If you felt like they had a drug problem.
No. It's part of the math in my brain. Nothing good happens with junkies. Now, there are many people who have been able to hit the wall and walk away. Mm-hmm. A lot of them don't.
One of the biggest artists you ever had had a real bad drug problem, DMX.
I'm so sad. DMX, there's two people inside of him. Earl is one of the nicest people. I put him up in Lake George. Earl loved being silent with a fishing pole. He just would stay on that dock hours and hours and hours and hours. I think the opiate problem, the syrup problem, is the biggest problem that I've ever seen and I've ever faced and been a part of. And I can't with it. You know, the crack thing was devastating, but at least the rappers were bringing a spotlight to you becoming a fiend. And I thought that spotlight helped change the course of the crack epidemic. I don't know what's this opioid thing, man.
Well, being a crackhead wasn't cool back then. Being a crackhead wasn't cool. Now they seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup, and
it's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
I'm saying that's hypocritical, though. You're saying
it's opportunistic. Yeah. I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Who's Dame Dash? You brought him up. I don't even know him. So you bring his name up. I don't even know him. So
y'all made a lot of money together.
Made a lot of
Come
money.
on, Leo. Don't do that to him.
I don't know him. I really don't. I don't know what to tell you. Problems is problems. I try to fix problems.
Mm-hmm.
I try to sign great talent and then help them.
Now you have been called a culture vulture. I'm going to say
Yes.
that. Now, how do you respond to? Because people have called you a culture vulture before.
I'm 37 years doing this, so there's good. Oh boy. So, when you're 37 years and continuously inventing yourself and winning. There's a small subset of people that don't like those people, that their fortunes may not have reinvented themselves, that are upset. But like I said, I don't really pay attention to them. The first time that I ever heard that Dame Dash had an issue with me was my daughter called me up and asked me, who's Dame Dash? I don't pay attention.
People feel like you broke up Rockefeller. That's what they say. You got in Jay's ear and told him get away from Dame.
I think you got to talk to Jay and Dame and Biggs, Tata. I don't know what to say to that. I always have an expression. You say we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, man, you gave a shitty interview. And you said, man, I thought we were friends. We're not friends any longer. You know what I say? We were never friends in the first place. If we can't survive that.
100%.
So if their partnership couldn't survive, then how could, if it was me or anybody else?
No outside influence should be able to break that up.
Yeah.
All right, we got more with Leo, founder of 300, who signed Migos, Fetty Wap, T Grizzly, and more. Charlamagne?
What's your overall mission for YouTube in the industry?
Overall mission for YouTube is that more artists could feed their families and more songwriters could feed their families. When those artists are at the kitchen table and saying to their parents that, I'm going to skip college and I'm just going to be an artist, they could make an informed decision. Unlike the last 20 years that it sucked, it was hard telling your parents that I'm going to be an artist.
Have you spoke to Rich the Kid recently?
No.
He's pretty upset with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard or no?
No.
Well, he just posted a comment that said 300, and he feels like you guys have not really helped his career out too much.
300 ENT, y'all suck. Y'all gotta let me out this damn contract. I don't want to be with y'all no more. I told y'all, I give y'all this money back. I don't want to be with y'all label no more. Y'all suck.
Is that a question? Or I don't know what you.
How do you feel?
How do I feel
about that?
I don't feel good about hearing that. But it sounds like he's a clown. Maybe it's a late night something. I don't know what his problem is. He should call me as my number. Look,
do you ever
see if he calls me?
Do you ever redo contracts? Like,
of course I redo contracts.
Like, okay,
I spend my whole life redoing contracts. I don't do. How about this? He gonna have a hard time because we don't play that.
Migos at one time were a little set, and they said they felt like 300 held them back a little bit.
Yeah, if y'all wouldn't let them put out music for 18 months, they said.
So listen. I just been doing it for 37 years. I don't think I have all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think that I have all the right answers. But I do believe that focus and attention in creating an artwork, a moment in time. I want to, I'm in the champagne business, not the water business. I'd like to make something special. If it's everywhere all day, every day, I don't know why that's special. Listen, if they put a bunch of music out, I make more money, right? More music, more money, since that's how it works. But I wanted them to make what I thought they could make.
You didn't want them to be day traders, basically.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm not trying to open up a controversy, but how do you feel about Culture 1 and 2? What's the word out there?
Culture 1 was better.
What?
Culture 1 was a better album.
300 had Culture 1.
Okay.
Got quiet in
But
there.
they do know how to make hits. I mean, there's hits on Culture 2 as well.
What?
There's hits on
Yeah, they got hits on Culture 2. It was just Culture 1 was a better project, though. That's a fact. So you're taking the credit for that?
I'm not taking the credit, man. Why am I taking the credit? When I asked a simple question. Was Culture 1 better than Culture 2? It was a simple question. I thought we did a really, really good job. They did a magnificent job. And my hats are off to P and Coach. You know, these are hardworking, creative executives that are in the cut. Now, I believe we're about to enter the golden age of the music business. Fortunes are going to be made.
Leo Cohen, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we appreciate you for joining us.
Yes.
I'm so thrilled to be here.
Conversation.
I'm thrilled to be here. I bet you get an audience of 2.
No.
3. Yeah, thank you.
I'm pretty sure this is going to make some noise in the culture.
I think so too.
Now you can go skydiving. That's the last thing.
Listen, the one thing that I can say is back in the day, in the 80s, we used to celebrate each other. Little Independent, Sleeping Bag, Profile, all these little companies, Tommy Boy Records, all of them. We used to get our gigs and then meet late night, and we used to celebrate each other. Winning doesn't mean that someone else has to lose. And that's the problem here. The problem is that we got to celebrate more. I ask you guys in your own way. I know that controversy brings viewership and listenership, but I want you to also understand that you have the mixing board to also celebrate great things that happen.
I like consistent greatness over controversy. I don't think there's no value in shock.
Okay. Right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for what you've done to keep the engine flowing. It's hard doing what you do every day. You know, lots of people think that you come in here, gift of gab, you drive out with your chauffeur, limousines, and everything's hunky-dory. I know how much work this is and how difficult it is. And I applaud you for building this business. I just wish you guys were on YouTube.
You see our plaque right there. We have our YouTube plaque right there.
You are on YouTube.
Yeah, we got our 1 million.
We can do something formally.
How about YouTube uplift the Breakfast Club channel?
Yeah.
How about that?
Maybe we could do something formally one day on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to it.
We've been to the YouTube studios.
Yeah.
I've hosted a lot of things there.
Thank you.
As well.
I'm really honored to have been here this morning.
Thank you, Leo.
So Leo Cohen, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
Let's get to these rumors. Let's talk Nicki Minaj.
Listen up. It's just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, everybody's getting ready for Nicki Minaj's new album, Queen. It's supposed to come out August 10th. That's soon. That's next week. But it looks like it may be pushed back again. Now, the problem is this. There's a track with an unclear Tracy Chapman sample and a feature from, quote, one of the greatest rappers of all time. Now, she tweeted out, Tracy Chapman, can you please hit me? She also did a poll asking, since I may have asked it wrong, vote. You guys can only imagine how much this means to me. It's such a perfect body of work. Love you, long time. So what she wants to do is figure out, do I need to push my album back a week to try to get this sample cleared? What do you think?
I mean, as an artist, I'm sure this is, like she said, this is her body of work, and she really wants that track on there. So, I mean, what's a week? I wonder how great that song is, though. But if that's what she wants.
I mean, do people still push their album back in 2018?
Yeah, all the time.
Does it matter? Like, just drop the music.
Yeah, but she wants to make sure that she gets this sample that's not cleared.
You put the single out later, right? It's the streaming service, right? So
add it on later. But she probably wants to
put
put her full body of work out all at once.
People do it all the time. Shout out to Fat Joe. He just released a record with Tina Turner sample and didn't get that cleared right away. He just put it out and then he cleared it after. I mean, people do it all the time.
The only problem with doing that is that they can ask for way more money if you don't clear it first.
Absolutely.
Because by that time it's done. So no matter what you got to pay, you end up paying way more. All right, now let's discuss R. Kelly. Angelo Clary, who's the father of Azriel Clary, who is one of the women that is one of R. Kelly's, quote, girlfriends. You know, R. Kelly just did that song, I Admit It. And that really struck a chord with Angelo Carey, who feels like he did not address some of the allegations against him at all. Now, here is what Angelo Carey has to say about R. Kelly.
This dude make a song acting like he sympathized because he got kids. You don't have no kids. You had a ejaculation in a woman. That's what you did. Tell the world why you can't see your kids. Tell the world why you have no relationship with 3 kids. And this woman left with nothing from what you said. She was a bum. She was this. She was that. So why didn't you win in court? Why your 27 lawyers that you said in the song didn't get you your kids?
Then he goes on to talk more about R. Kelly and how his daughter ended up living with him.
What we asked of you was to do nothing but look over a song and help her career get to the next level. Now see how fast you can molest a goddamn child. You know how easy your situation is to fix? Let them kids go.
Now, according to Angelo Clary, he says that R. Kelly took advantage of his daughter at the age of 17, and under Florida law, that's underage.
How come nobody whooped R. Kelly's ass, though?
Why? They got to get to him.
R. Kelly still holding them girls hostage for real?
I mean, some of the girls have done videos saying that they want to stay, and it's a really crazy situation. Seems like they're being brainwashed. And according to the parents, held against their will, but then the girls are acting like they want to be there. And then some of the women who have escaped did talk about the mental tricks that were being played on them while they were in that relationship.
Well, shouldn't the parents be partly to blame too? Because if you know R. Kelly's reputation, why would you ever send your child over there to get a song done or to get a song written or to be in the studio with him?
Well, now, I don't know how old his daughter is now. I just know that he says that she was 17 at the time. So maybe, I have no idea. Listen, I know y'all wouldn't do it, so.
I don't know.
All right, now let's talk about some good news. LeBron James' new school. Let's talk about the I Promise School and some of the things that they are doing that's very different from a lot of other public schools, because it is still a public school, and that school is for at-risk students who are falling well behind the rest of the kindergarten to 12th grade population. And some of the things that they are doing, focusing on accelerated learning, providing job placement assistance for parents, because a lot of times kids bring baggage into the classroom because of what's going on at home.
Right.
They have an on-site food bank, supports students with stress from economic causes, gives every student a bike to escape dangerous parts of town and explore. How important is it for kids to get out of their neighborhood that a lot of times we grow up and have never left the area that we are from? Guarantees free college tuition to the University of Akron to all graduates starting in 2021. So all of those things, free tuition, free uniforms, free bicycle and helmet, free transportation within 2 miles, free breakfast, lunch, and snacks, food pantry for families, GEDs and job placement services for parents. There you go. All those things.
You got to be a real creative hater to find a way to talk crazy about that one. I mean, you could say it don't got a barbershop in it, but I mean,
they're working on that.
It might have one in there, by the way.
But you know what?
We don't know.
I was thinking as far as how can we help, because I mean, this is something that's going to go on forever, and I'm sure that LeBron's going to foot that forever. So we need to help him.
I don't think LeBron James needs our help. I would love to help him, but you know what? Salute to LeBron James. Salute to Jalen Rose. Salute to Diddy. Diddy has a charter school. Jalen Rose has his leadership academy in Detroit. LeBron James now has his in Akron. So it's people that have been doing this, man. But drop one of the clues bombs for LeBron James.
We need to make sure we can help, though, and stand by him that the programs continue.
Well, he does have his nonprofit, and so you can help by donating to his nonprofit as well.
I definitely
shut up and build a school. Forget shut up and dribble, and shut up and build a school. But I have a rule. My rule is that when I'm at dinner with somebody who got more money than me, why would I ever insult them and say, "Yo, I got the bill"? So I kind of feel like this with this school.
But you can take care of the tip, so you can give a little bit.
Listen, LeBron builds schools. I do backpack giveaways. Everybody just need to act their wage, okay? I got my backpack giveaway next August 11th in Moncks Corner, South Carolina. LeBron's building schools.
You know what else?
Everybody act their wage.
You know what else is a great thing to do, though, to actually show up. Like to go there for the kids to see you. A lot of kids would be interested in what it is that we do for a living. Teach a class. Just show them and maybe something different that they can get some firsthand experience with. Invite them up here.
Do I got to teach the class if I built the class?
Yes. Absolutely.
I'll show up for the ribbon cutting.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne.
Yes, sir.
Who you giving that donkey to?
Oh, man. We need Jeffrey Whiteman. His actual name is Jeffrey Whitman.
Is he white?
He is white.
Okay.
His name is Jeffrey Whitman, but we're going to call him Jeffrey Whiteman. He needs to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with him.
All right. We'll get into that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
donkey of the day.
Donkeys of the day, ask Charlamagne. I'm a Democrat, so being donkey of the day is a little bit of a mixed blessing. So like a donkey. Yeehaw. Okay. Donkey of the day. The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Now, I've been called a lot in my 23 years, but donkey of the day is a new one.
Yes, donkey of the day for Wednesday, August 1st goes to Jeffrey Whitman. But what we're going to do is add an E in Whitman and call him Jason White Man, because when we speak of the legendary non-fictional character that everyone fears called the White Man, Jeffrey Whitman is the epitome of that. Oh, he is the type of white man that we all try to avoid, the kind of white man that gives all white men a bad name. The racist, bigoted kind with a Make America Great Again bumper sticker on his pickup truck. The kind of white man you have to avoid at all costs, because if your paths cross, a not so random act of racism could possibly happen. Now, if you forgot who Jeffrey is, he is the contractor in Ohio who followed a black man home and called him the N-word repeatedly. You remember Jeffrey was driving, and sadly a brother named Charles Lovett crossed paths with this prejudiced prick, and Jeffrey accused Charles of cutting him off. So then he followed Charles home and let that AR-15 go. And by AR-15, I mean a racist 15-second rant. Let's refresh everyone's memory, shall we?
Is there a reason why you just followed me to my house? You want to let me how much of a nigger I am?
Yeah, I want to let you personally know how much of a nigger you
and
are.
So I'm a nigger because you don't follow signs.
Because you're rude.
I'm rude because you don't know how to read signs.
Well, Jeffrey Whitman owns Uriah's Heating and Cooling, and he was driving the company van when he let that 15-second racist rant go. Well, now Jeffrey is backtracking. He told the Columbus Dispatch it was an awful mistake, and obviously I don't know how to explain it, and it's ruined my life, and it's ruined my family's life. Why is he backtracking now? Because business is suffering. Okay, he says, I'm out of business. I'm completely out. I'm done. I'll never work in Columbus again. This has completely and thoroughly ruined my life. White man told the newspaper he simply chose the wrong word while addressing Lovett and insisted he's not a bigot. Now listen.
Several times chose the wrong word.
Listen, I speak for a living. Okay, I've said one word too many several times. I've said things that I apologize for, because when you get paid to talk as much as I talk and you giving your POV and speaking what's on your mind like I do, you're bound to say something a little extra. But there is no way that calling a black man the N-word can be written off as an awful mistake. Okay, he's not a comedian. He's not a radio personality. As far as we know, he wasn't drunk. He wasn't high. He followed him home for 2 miles. So he had time to think about calling this man the N-word. In fact, he said verbatim, I wanted to let you know personally that you are an N-word. Can we hear it again? Let's hear it again.
Is there a reason why you just followed me to my house? You want to let me how much of a nigger I am?
Yeah, I want to let you personally know how much of a nigger you
and
are.
So I'm a nigger because you don't follow signs.
Because you're rude.
I'm rude because you don't know how to read signs.
See, this is how you know he's not apologetic for using the N-word, because in all of that crying and calling the newspaper and venting and saying he made a mistake, he never once apologized to Charles Lovett for following him home.
Because he's not sorry.
And calling him the N-word. See, apologizing does not always mean you're wrong. It just means that you value your relationships more than your ego. Well, in this case, Jason White Man is wrong, but he also doesn't value his relationships with black people, because if he did, he would apologize to that black man, Charles Lovett, but his ego won't let him. Please give Jeffrey Whitman, a.k.a. Jeffrey White Man, the biggest hee-haw.
And that's why I like the fact that Lovett filmed that instead of, like you guys said, slapping him, because that actually has caused him much more pain and suffering. I do. I think that was a great idea.
All right. Thank you for that donkey of the day. Now, when we come back, Ask Ye. We actually have an update. 800-585-1051. We'll talk about it when we come back.
A lot of people ask me about updates on Ask Ye, so this week we do have one that was very critical for us.
All right. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, last week during Ask Ye, we had a lady call that was in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, she stayed anonymous.
Distraught. Yeah, she stayed anonymous, and she was upset, and she wanted to take her own life. I've been talking to her for the last couple of days, and Yee actually put her in touch with our resident doctor.
Yes, that is Dr. Kendall Jasper. He's a clinical psychologist, and he's been on the show before, and it was something that we felt like was very necessary. A lot of people have their own issues with depression and with suicidal thoughts, so we wanted to do this to help everyone.
Right, so if you missed a call last week, let's get her back on so you can understand what she's going through.
My question is, has any of you dealt with depression, suicidal thoughts, and anxiety and how did you get past it? I'm fresh out of an abusive, mentally and physical relationship. I'm not happy. The best thing in my life is my son, and there's some issues there. I don't have the support of my family. When I finally talked to my dad about it, who is a minister, he said it was my fault.
Wow, that's terrible.
Poor choices. Yeah, poor choices. And I should pray about it. And it's my fault. I should stop thinking about it.
It's 100% not your fault, number one. One of the main things with dealing with depression is being able to express yourself and just even sometimes just tell somebody how you feel. Do you have anybody else that you can talk to?
No, not really. I mean, I used to really close to my dad, but I don't know what happened. I wasn't expecting him to.
Where you from?
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
I'm in Texas, so I don't really have a lot of family. And when I reached out to family, my dad, what happened is kind of, and this happened yesterday, it just kind of blew me away, because if I could just stop, then of course I would, you know. So nobody wants to feel like this.
You know what the problem is? The problem is a lot of times people really haven't gone through that, so they don't know how to talk to you, and they think it's light, but it's not light. Because I've been in that same predicament, and I was there. I was probably at my worst part of my life, and I felt the same way, and I didn't want to be here, and I felt like the world would be better and my family would be better without me in it. But you have to realize that that's not true, and you have to realize, like you said, you have a young child, and you have to live for that young child. And I know it's very difficult because you feel like you have nobody to talk to, and that's the hardest thing, because you feel kind of embarrassed. But you can't feel that way, and if you don't have anybody to talk to, I'm gonna put you on hold. I know this is Ask Gee, but I've been there, so I really know what it feels like to the point where I almost, and I will give you my number, and you can call me and you can talk to me anytime you need to. I don't care if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 in the morning. I don't care, because being at that point and feel like you have nobody to talk to. Thank God my wife was there and I was able to talk to her.
I just want to let you know that it is a sickness and it is a problem when sometimes people think that this is something you should be able to handle yourself. It's a disease. So don't think that there's anything wrong with you. This is something that you really do need to seek professional outside help. It's not something where you can just pick yourself up out of it. There's a lot of, research that's been done, and it could have a lot to do with many different things. Like you said, you're just coming out of a relationship. You don't have anybody close to you to talk to. There's so many things that's going on here. I do, however, have a friend who is a therapist who would, I'm sure, love to speak with you and give you some professional advice, because I would hate to have anything happen to you and feel like, we couldn't be of some assistance. So if you hold on the line, I'm going to get you his information so that you guys can talk to each other and he can guide you in the right direction.
Okay, thank you.
But I don't want you to ever blame yourself for anything. This is completely not your fault. Life beats us up sometimes.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you my number too, all right? You hold on. Don't hang up.
Okay.
All right, when we come back, we're actually going to talk to the doctor. He's been talking to her. I've been talking to her as well. We'll get him on when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
There's a lot of people who have these issues where they're dealing with depression, with suicidal thoughts, and it's so urgent. I just really wanted to hear what your thoughts were and what's been going on with the young lady.
She's doing okay. We talked every day since Friday. I believe it was Friday. We've talked every day since Friday. I want to give Envy a shout out because she's made it very clear to me that they've talked on a consistent basis as well. And that has been tremendous for her to feel supported and just feel like she's had people to just be able to talk to and just express herself to. So, kind of checking in with her. We're supposed to talk again today. She's following a plan. I put her on a plan, not really a safety plan, because it wasn't that apparent that she was, that she had a specific plan to want to harm herself. But we did talk about some changes that she immediately needed to make. For example, on Friday, I told her during lunch on Friday that I wanted her to engage in some type of a pleasurable activity, something that was going to make her feel good, something that was going to make her smile, and she certainly did that. Talking a little bit about her thought process and just welcoming some of the emotion as opposed to trying to fight it, because that's something that's very difficult to do and it only lends itself to a little more frustration. And she's been able to do those things. On Saturday, she did need to talk to me extensively that she was driving and she pulled over on the side of the road. And we kind of worked through that, and that's to be expected. But that was more about her being angry at herself about some of the decisions that she's made.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her that was a natural progression, sort of stages of change. If we're not angry about some of the decisions that we're making, then we're not human to a certain degree. So, I kind of normalized some of that if I could for her. And it
Doctor
seems to
can
be
actually
working
help
pretty
her out.
well.
I've been talking to her
Okay.
as well,
Now,
and she's
one of
doing
the
a
main
whole lot
issues she
better.
had was she was
Dr.
saying
Kendall
that her
Jasper,
dad
good morning,
was
sir.
acting like it was her
what's
fault
up?
and he wasn't
Morning,
taking
bro.
it
What's up,
seriously. That now, she you know was we having had that these thoughts and anonymous she had no one to caller talk who to. I referred and a lot to of people you. feel really alone. And now you're a she clinical called in and she had psychologist, some and I know issues that she was going through. had a lot week. of And I know dealings you've been with speaking people to that have her, had but there's a feelings. lot of What people advice who have would these you give issues to where they're somebody dealing with with depression, depression, with suicide, and has no one to talk to?
If they don't have anybody else, to make an attempt to seek some form of professional help. I was a stranger to her. You all were strangers to her. But she felt comfortable enough to call you all and myself as strangers, or you referred me to her, because she needed somebody to listen to her. It's important to have somebody to be able to listen to what you're saying, and also at the same time be able to challenge, if they could, some of what you're saying. For you to understand you're not alone, it's okay. I'll never tell someone you shouldn't think like that. The premise of just don't think about it, is kind of foolish. And I know that may sound controversial, but how do you not think about something?
So welcome those thoughts.
Yeah, you can welcome them as a process, but also understand on the end of it, even if I welcome those thoughts, I don't have to engage in any action. So that gives me some power. So I can have thoughts of wanting to harm myself, but I don't have to engage in an action to do so. And what that does is that empowers you to say, okay, I had those thoughts, and I didn't engage in that. So when those thoughts come back, I already know that I can just sit here and do nothing. I can do something else. She went to the park. That was her pleasurable activity. She went to the park and she people watched.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about her people watching, and we processed that. And she, it was funny because she said to me, "These people look like they have it all together." As I watched them in the park, and they look happy. And I said, "Well, do you really believe that?" And she was like, "Absolutely not." I said, "Okay, so what makes them any different from you? They're going on with their lives. They're moving on. They look happy. They may be putting on a facade, but the point is that they're doing something." And she was like, "You got a good point there."
All right. Now, Dr. Jasper, where can people find you if they want to get some help also? You've been up here on the Breakfast Club before, and we've spoken with you before, but how can people reach out to you if they want to get some help, or on social media, or just even email, whatever it is that you can give us?
It's just at DocNaDude, at DocNaDude, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I can be reached. Or people can email me, DocNaDude1, DocNaDude1, at gmail.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And thanks for helping us out too. Sometimes when people call Ask Yee, a lot of issues, we can handle, but then certain things I think are just too above what it is that we can offer here. So that's why sometimes you do need expert help, like I was saying. And I'm really glad that you stepped in to help us out.
No doubt. And I just want to tell y'all, thank you for the love. Thank you for the shout. And I don't mind y'all sending people my way. I got into this profession because I love people and I love helping people. So don't be shy about sending folks my way.
All right. I know. And I appreciate you always respond right away. So that's so important to me. So shout out to you and to your brother Kanan also, who always links us up and makes sure everything happens the way it's supposed to. I just regret that I can't let everybody doesn't get through for Ask Yee that has major issues. So that's why I wanted to make sure you were here on this platform so people know how they could reach you directly just in case they can't get through on the lines.
No doubt.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Jasper.
Absolutely. Y'all enjoy the rest of your morning.
All right. That was Ask Yee, 800-585-1051.
That was a really important one for us today, too, though. So I feel very blessed and grateful to be able to be here when we get situations like that.
Absolutely. All right. When we come back, we got the Rumors Don't Move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Farrakhan.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Okay, well, so the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan had put up a tweet about his movie being released on Netflix. It was called My Life's Journey Through Music. Well, it turns out, according to Netflix, that movie will not be viewed on there. They're not releasing that. They said it was due to an internal miscommunication. They said it appeared to be scheduled for release on Netflix, but it is not. We apologize for any confusion this has caused.
Yeah, the internal miscommunication was what? Louis Farrakhan. I thought you said Louis Ferguson. I didn't know that was Minister Farrakhan.
Mm-mm.
When I saw that news, I was like, that don't sound right. Like, I don't see Netflix running anything from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I would have been pleasantly surprised. I'm like, wow, times are changing. You know what I mean? People are letting people with all types of different views and things get their platform, but
stop that immediately.
Yeah, nah.
The movie was produced in 2013 by Farrakhan's son, Joshua Farrakhan. But I guess, I don't know how, it's not going to be on Netflix. So I'm sure we could see it somewhere else.
Maybe they'd be on Tidal or somewhere.
All right, now Tiffany
It's a lot of streaming
Haddish,
services.
she has spoken out and she's on the cover of Glamour. She did reveal that she was raped when she was 17 years old by a police cadet. She said she reported the incident at the time, but doesn't know if that was enough. She said that whole experience put me in such a messed up place for a long time, and I ended up going to counseling. She said, me just yelling out people's names with no thought behind it is pointless. I need a plan. I could be a voice, but what's a voice going to do? Just keep talking, or is there action behind it? So she said the reason that she's so, I guess it looks like she's aggressive, but it's really a defensive front. She does that to protect herself from unwanted advances from men. She said, I noticed that men are afraid of women that are aggressive. So to protect myself, I became semi-aggressive. You hear about Tiffany always hitting on somebody, but that's to keep them from hitting on me.
Yeah, she told that story in her book, The Last Black Unicorn. First time I heard her tell that story was on the Champs podcast.
Right.
But
So now she's on the cover of Glamour.
But salute to Tiff. She is quite aggressive.
Now, also in Glamour, she's saying that she never said that Sanaa Lathan bit Beyonce.
She didn't,
said,
though.
I didn't confirm ish. The reporter was like, Sanaa Lathan. I'm like 3 drinks in. So, of course, I was about to laugh. They thought I put her name out there, but I didn't. I never said nothing. And Beyonce didn't say nothing. Let the person who bit Beyonce bury themselves. I ain't trying to destroy this girl. I didn't say ish about the girl.
She definitely never said Sanaa Lathan bit Beyonce. Where did that come from?
That reporter that laughed, and then we kind of just...
Oh, yeah, they asked her and she laughed. Yeah.
And I think Sanaa Lathan also was there, so people were trying to figure out who was the actress because she was there that night, and people were trying to put it together.
I wonder why nobody want to confess that they bit Beyonce.
Because they don't want the Beehive coming for them.
Oh, got you.
Don't
Yeah, you
nobody
bite
want those
Beyonce, the Beehive
problems.
bites you. You're right. Okay.
All right, now let's discuss love and hip hop. Now, my BRF is about to be on the next season, allegedly, of Love and Hip Hop.
Who's that?
That is Mano, and BRF means best rapper friend. You know, Mano is my boy. He's from Brooklyn, so it looks like he's going to be filming on there with his girlfriend, along with his close friend, Joel Santana and Kim Bella.
I heard Joe Button on there, too.
Ah, you heard a lot of... Are you supposed to be spilling all these things?
Maybe not. Take that back. You never heard that.
I think I would start... I've seen that before. That's been on blog before.
Oh,
I
all right.
would definitely start watching hip-hop if Mano and Joe Budden are on Love and
It's
Hip-Hop.
called Love and Hip Hop.
What'd I say?
I would definitely watch hip hop.
Oh, okay.
You know what he meant.
Love and Hip-Hop. Yeah, I would definitely watch Love and Hip-Hop if Joe Budden and Mano was on there.
Listen, I think that sounds like a great cast. So, sounds like it could be pretty interesting.
Mhm.
And then you think Papoose and Remy Ma, they're back on.
Pap and Remy need their own show, man, especially now that they're having the baby. Drop on the clues bombs for Pap and Remy. I don't know why they just don't get in Mackey's their own show.
Maybe they are.
Black Love.
All right, Lauryn Hill, she has her first fashion campaign. She's going to be teaming up with Woolrich, the outdoor company. And she's going to be creating a capsule collection as well. So she's been sewing and designing her own clothing the past 5 years. So she's going to actually work with them. Should be pretty interesting. And she's been on tour. I know she's rescheduling some dates. I was looking forward to going to the one in Jersey, but I guess that one's being rescheduled as well. So I went in Detroit, though. All right, well, I'm Angela Yee. Oh, and one last thing. Shout out to Angie Martinez. Nas did a secret show up here at the iHeart Theater, and Angie Martinez had a chance to ask him a few questions. And if you are waiting for some new Nas music, here's what he had to say.
I just want to do, it's another album that I've already have been working on one before Kanye. I already had some like real.
Oh, so it's coming. There's another one?
Now, but since I did this, I got to do something that that goes in another direction a little bit. So I'm like finishing up the next one.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right. Shout out to Revolt. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody else, the People's Choice Mix is up next. Get your request in. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.